ki khubor ka Batesi TV. Lawan Rashaphi taka Frank Motors. Visit Frank Motors or call 7045207973.
MIT University of Meghalaya. Our admissions are now open for the academic year 2024-25. Explore our best courses, experience global collaborations. Apply today.
Ka Grace Institution Bangalore ka College Puli Nursing ka babhatam na kabanta ki khna ka Meghalaya kala play ya ka admission minta.
Ka Press Information Bureau jong ka Ministry of Information and Broadcasting ka Sarkar India Shillong kal ajing pinsha chiginong thok khubor ka nong ba Shillong halo ki lightly ki ain kambaman bathamai ki bikinthop ki Bharatiya Nyaya Sanhita ka Bharatiya Nagarik Suraksha Sanhita ba ka Bharatiya Sakshya Adhinayam tika jingatrelang ba katnar pulit ka jila Meghalaya. Yakini gijing ajing pinsha labatay banya du Deputy Inspector General of Police Eastern Range u Davis and Armarang ringka gijing shimbintalang jung Ratul Barwa ubere news editor berem jang khubor Meghalaya Guardian but communication manager nagabenta ka Senate Forest ka Sarkar Assam ka editor jang khubor The Shillong Times ka competition mukhim u Assistant Inspector General of Police Shillong ba Vivek's Aim u Additional Advocate General ka Jila Meghalaya u Khalid Khan Dr. Ravi Khan Mishra u Budi Associate Professor jang Department of Law Nihu Shillong ba Debu Lingdo u Budi Joint Secretary jang Law ka Sarkar Meghalaya ba kiwe.
To give some perspective on the new criminal laws, I would like to speak briefly on the reasons for the enactment of the new criminal laws, the reasons for renaming the old major criminal laws like the Indian Penal Code, the Criminal Procedure Code and the Indian Evidence Act. Further, I would like to briefly touch upon some of the important sections of law which has been introduced in this new criminal laws, the changes incorporated in the new criminal laws and the reasons for these changes. Prior to 1947, as you are all aware, that India was a British colony. In fact, India, after the decline of the Mughal rule and prior to the coming of the Europeans, was not a unified political entity, and as such, prior to the coming of the British, India as a region was a collection of different political units on the basis having different political systems and systems of administration of justice depending on the region and the political system in place. Even after the entire country came under the British rule, there were multiple systems in place for the administration of justice, with a view to bring uniform laws throughout the country and to examine the jurisdiction, power and rules of existing courts as well as the police establishments and the laws in force in India. The first Indian Law Commission was constituted under the chairmanship of Lord Macaulay in the year 1834. The Commission suggested various enactments, and based on the recommendation, the Indian Penal Code was enacted in the year 1860. The government considered it expedient and necessary to review the existing criminal laws with an aim to strengthen law and order and also to focus on simplifying legal procedures and make existing laws relevant to contemporary situation and to provide speedy justice to common man. So therefore, these new criminal laws were enacted. The focus of the IPC, or the Indian Penal Code, is on punishment of the criminals. Hence, the law itself, or the act itself, was called the Indian Penal Code. Also, there were some sections of the Indian Penal Code which were instruments of colonial control over the public. For instance, Section 124A of the IPC, which makes sedition a crime. Such archaic colonial sections have been deleted in the new law, namely the Bharatiya Nyaya Sanhita or the BNS. Similarly, archaic sections like Section 377, which relates to unnatural sex, and Section 497 IPC, which relates to adultery, have also been deleted in the BNS. However, the BNS has introduced some changes by introducing community service as a new mode of punishment. The term transgender has been defined. Organized crimes, terrorist acts, mob lynching, etc. have been added in the new BNS. BNS, or the Bharatiya Nyaya Samhita, as the name suggests, focuses on Nyaya, or justice. Hence, the name Bharatiya Nyaya Samhita. Hence, we can see that the lawmakers have shifted the focus from punishment towards justice. Hence, the transition from the Indian Penal Code to the Bharatiya Nyaya Samhita. The other reason why the old criminal laws have been renamed with Hindi names is the attempt to do away with the nomenclature of the colonial past and to Indianize the new criminal laws. Similarly, the Criminal Procedure Code of Criminal Procedure 1973 prescribes procedures for administering the criminal justice system. Fast and efficient justice system is an essential component of good governance. However, delay in delivery of justice due to complex legal procedures, large pendency of cases in the courts, low conviction rates, insufficient use of technology in legal systems, delay in investigation, inadequate use of forensics are the biggest hurdles in speedy delivery of justice, which impacts the common man. In order to address these issues, a citizen-centric criminal procedure has been adopted in the Bharatiya Nagrik Suraksha Samhita, or the BNSS 2023, which has replaced the CRPC. The BNSS provides for the use of technology and forensic sciences in the investigation of crime. Specific timelines have been prescribed for time-bound investigation, trial, and pronouncement of judgments. Citizen-centric approach have been adopted for supply of copies of FIR, including by digital means. Summary trials have been made mandatory for petty cases. The accused persons may also be examined through electronic means like video conferencing, and the magisterial system has also been streamlined. The Indian Evidence Act was enacted in the year 1872 and has been in use with some amendments, but the Indian Evidence Act does not address the technological advancements which the country has undergone in the last few decades. The new law, that is the Bharatiya Sakshya Adhiniyam 2023, or the BSA, provides for evidence to be provided electronically and permit appearances of witnesses, accused persons, experts, and victims through electronic means like video conferencing. BSA also provides admissibility of electronic or digital record as evidence, and digital evidence is now treated as on par with other forms of evidence like paper records, documents, etc. BSA also seeks to expand the scope of secondary evidence to include copies made from originals under certain conditions. The BSA also seeks to put limits on the facts which are admissible and its certification as such in the courts. In conclusion, the transition from the old criminal laws to the new criminal laws is the need of the hour, which makes the criminal justice system more citizen-friendly, more accessible to the public, and more transparent. However, there will be challenges in the implementation of the new criminal laws, which will come into effect from the 1st of July 2024. But I am optimistic that the new criminal laws will not only serve the people of India in the manner in which it was intended to, but the new criminal laws will remain to be relevant for a long time in future also, and since it has been made future ready with the new amendments.
Punishment for theft, it will be replaced by Section 303 of BNS. Section 376, punishment for rape, it will be replaced by Section 64 of BNS. Section 420, punishment for cheating, it will be replaced by Section 318 of BNS. Section 498A, women subjected to cruelty by husband, it will be replaced by Section 85 of BNS. Section 120B, criminal conspiracy, punishment for criminal conspiracy, it will be replaced by Section 61 of BNS. Common sections of CRPC which are commonly used, common section of CRPC and BNS is generally used. 144, as we all know, imposition of 144, power to issue orders by executive magistrate, it will be replaced by Section 163 of BNSS. Section 151, arrest to prevent commission of cognizable case, it will be replaced by Section 170. 154, FIR, registration of FIR, it will be replaced by Section 173 of the BNSS. Now the changes made in this section is zero FIR. Concept of zero FIR has brought into accord. It means there is no jurisdiction. FIR can be filed at any police station irrespective of jurisdiction. There are several instances in which police station refuse to register FIR on the grounds that the crime does not fall under their jurisdiction. But now 173 says irrespective of jurisdiction, there is no question of jurisdiction. If a crime happened in Laban area, FIR can be filed in Sadar or in Jah or any other place. EFIR, it also speaks about EFIR. It says FIR can be filed through electronic mode, through email or WhatsApp. It says EFIR. It does not say whether it is through email or through WhatsApp. Okay? But the condition is that if an FIR is filed through e-mode, EFIR, the person filing the FIR, he has to sign it within a period of 3 days. That is the condition laid down in Section 173 of the BNSS. Person filing an FIR through electronic mode, he has to personally appear and sign the FIR within 3 days. So as per my understanding, if it is a cognizable case, police have to go for suo motu registration. If it is a non-cognizable case, then police can go for inquiry. The limitation of PE is 14 days. Within 14 days, police have to go for preliminary inquiry and submit a report whether a cognizable case is made out or not. If there is no cognizable case, report has to be sent to the court. Now Section 173, final report, charge sheet. Final report, the section has been replaced by, 197 is prosecution of judge and magistrate. It will be replaced by Section 218. Okay. Section 197, prosecution of judge and magistrate. It is for taking prosecution sanction for prosecuting a public servant. As of now, there is no time limit. But now, the new act says within 120 days, prosecution sanction has to be accorded. If prosecution sanction is not given within 120 days, it will be deemed to have been given.